What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to your Small Biz Report, Weekend Edition. $10 billion for small businesses and buying Bitcoin at 18,510. Please do me a huge favor, give this video a thumbs up, hashtag small biz with your comments below, and make sure you join us at trysmallbiz.com where you can advertise your company for free. Or for just $1 a day, you can hire me. We'll promote you all over the website and to more than 100,000 people on social media. That's trysmallbiz.com. Make sure you get started today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what in the world am I doing here on a Saturday afternoon at about 2 p.m. East Coast time? Why did I miss yesterday? And I've got a story if you happen to live in the Georgia area. Why do I believe that Joe Biden falling off his bike may in fact bottom this market? And most importantly, for some of you at least, what is this program for $10 billion from the US Treasury? Treasury, we don't edit around here, so welcome. And how are you going to get your hands on the money? So ladies and gentlemen, pull up a chair. Well, that was a weird one. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, ice cold beer, glass of wine, whiskey on a big rock. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we talk about the $10 billion, how do you find the lenders that are in charge of doling out that money? When is your state going to get it? Why in the world do I think stocks and crypto are bottoming as Joe Biden falls off his bike? All that and more. But I must tell you, and let me know in the comments, anybody here from Georgia? I live in Roswell, Georgia. It's a northern suburb of Atlanta. And I went to something called Alive at 5 on Thursday. And I'll admit, I had a couple of local beers. I support small businesses in this area like you wouldn't believe, but I was by no means inebriated. I had maybe 2 or 3 beers over a couple of hours, but I did go to this seafood restaurant down there and I had this gumbo. And if you know anything about seafood or fish in general, it's not supposed to stink. You're supposed to be able to put your nose down in it and it has little to no smell. Well, when they put that bowl of gumbo, and I'd heard many good things about this place, I said, man, I know I've had 2 or 3 beers, but this thing stinks. Something's not right. But if you've ever been in that situation before, I was starving. So I starved it up. That was around 10 o'clock. At 12:31, I was on the toilet. And I'm not kidding you. It's now Saturday afternoon. Call it 48 hours. And I still have a problem with whatever was in that gumbo. So if I look a little off, cut me some slack. I'm working on 3 hours of sleep. But here I am with a special weekend edition. All right, this $10 billion. And then don't go anywhere. If you're curious why I'm buying Bitcoin and why you might want to do the same, I'll cover all that. But the US Treasury, and I'm going to put a couple of articles pinned in the top. This is actually from May 19th. By the way, shout out to Ryder over at Skip who did a video on this a couple of days ago. But it's lacking information for a lot of us, but I'll tell you what we do know. The US Treasury has something called the State Small Business Credit Initiative. SSBCI. It goes back to 2010, and they added $10 billion recently under the American Rescue Plan. And if you scroll down in this article, I'm not going to waste your time with all of it. There's only 5 states that have gotten money out of, let's see, was it Obama that said we had 52 states? Somebody tell me. We had a president not too long ago say that we had more than 50 states. I want to say it was Obama said 52 states, but I could be wrong. By the way, speaking of Obama, you remember when he said, Joe, you don't have to do this? He's got to be sitting there right now as Biden goes over on his bicycle. You know they're going to run Benny Hill commercials from now until November. But as I'm sitting there, I swear to God this is true. I'm sitting there at CVS getting my blood pressure pills on this Saturday afternoon. And as soon as a friend of mine sent me that video, I said, that's it. The market is bottomed. The stock market is bottomed. The crypto market is bottomed. 18,602 on Bitcoin right now. I'm in a little higher, around 19,000, because I started buying at 3:30 in the morning. But that's it. Stocks crash. Crypto crashes. Bitcoin's down 74%. And now the most powerful man in the world, so to speak, has crashed. Most vacations of any president in history. Everything from the southern border to Afghanistan. Inflation has been a train wreck. But the contrarian in me, because God does have a sense of humor, said that's it. Right here, right now, Saturday, 2:10 in the East Coast time, June the 18th, 2022. Let's see if I'm right that Biden falling down on his bicycle is actually God's way of saying the selling is over. Hawaii, Kansas, Maryland, Michigan, and West Virginia are the 5 states to get the SSBCI money first. And it's for everything from high cap loans and high cap collateral, whatever the hell that means. Kansas got $69.5 million for an equity program, something called GROWKS, GROWKS, Angel Capital Support Program. Boy, that's a mouthful. Maryland got $198.4 million. That money is going to go to the Department of Commerce and the Maryland Technology Economic Development Corporation. Michigan gets $237 million. West Virginia, and I can understand why they included that because it's one of the poorest states in the union, got $72 million. But here's what I know so far, because I've done a lot of digging. And I'm going to put the approved lenders for Georgia, and I'll explain how to do it in your state, because you're going to be dealing with banks, not the SBA. So if you're looking for an alternative to the EIDL program, and by the way, people are still getting called, as I said in my last video, if you had an amended return or unverifiable information, they're still reaching out on the QT to see if you've got whatever they need in order to get you funded. But they don't want to come out and say that, I think because of legal reasons. If they came out and said we're cherry picking through files to see who's qualified, and then we're calling you on the QT, I could see the lawyers actually winning a lawsuit in that respect. But up until now, we've been unsuccessful, and firms are pretty much unwilling, in large amounts anyway, to sue the SBA because it's almost impossible to beat the federal government. But we now have 5 states, soon to be another 45 states, if my math is correct, that are going to get money between now and September when this program ends. So all we've been told is the loans go up to $5 million. Georgia has 2, and I'm going to put the approved lenders pinned in the top. You just go to Google, type in your state, where's the acronym here? SSBCI approved lenders. I did SSBCI approved lenders Georgia. I'll pin it in the top because you're going to have to reach out to the banks. And articles that I've read have pretty much said it's up to you to reach out and build relationships. So Georgia has about 40 approved lenders. One is Ameris Bank. Right over there is Ameris Bank Amphitheater. I live less than a mile from a concert hall, if you will. Last night, another true story. It's Saturday. Please bear with me. REO Speedwagon, Styx, and Loverboy working for the weekend. I heard it playing. It was around 8:45 on my deck. I can hear it, even though there's a lot of houses built up around me now. We're getting on a weekend. It was rocking. I foolishly went to the store to get groceries, and I got stuck behind a 3-mile line. It took me 2 hours. What would normally take 20 minutes to get home from the grocery store, I pull up to Encore Parkway. It's backed way up there. So it's literally a snail's crawl for 2 hours. So REO Speedwagon, Styx, and Loverboy are pulling big-time crowds. I've been in this house for 5 years. The only other line that I saw was bigger was the band Fish. I think it's PF. They pull insane crowds, and there's a lot of that goes on right out in the open. I couldn't believe it. There's caravans of minivans and RVs, and they're standing right in the middle of the road, just having a good old time. And there's a cop standing there. I'm like, are you going to arrest these people? Nope. Nothing to see. Move along. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me close out if you're still with me and try to get this under 10 minutes. I know this is all over the place, but I'm swinging the bat. I'm here representing small business owners. There's $10 billion. We'll keep you well informed as to when your state is going live and what you got to do. It's up to $5 million loans. I am a little nervous that it's underserved communities, especially is the word they use, especially underserved. So I hope this is not more purple zone bullshit. Some people in Georgia are telling me pretty much anyone has a chance. We just don't know what the credit score requirements are. 4506T, is that even necessary? I'm going to assume that some form of tax returns are going to be required, but it's not going to be the SBA. A bank's not going to take 18 months to approve your friggin' loan. All right, simply put, Bitcoin. Bitcoin crashed. Let me cover this. This is very important to close out the video. as to why for the first time in 2 years. If you were following me way back in the day or on LinkedIn, at 65,000 last Thanksgiving, I said get rid of Bitcoin at 65,000. I got roasted on LinkedIn. I had people say, oh, it's going to $500,000. I said, no, that's a parabolic double top. It's over, at least for now. You need to sell. I told a friend of mine to sell Ethereum at over 3,000. You know what he said to me? What else would I buy? What else would you buy? You're up 600%. He owned it at 600. Where's it now? Back under $1,000. He wouldn't sell it because he didn't know what else he was going to buy. I told some teenage kid over at what the hell's the name of that place? It'll come to me later. He had Dogecoin at 75 cents because of Elon Musk's pump and dump scheme. I said, sell it all. He had his phone out. He was showing me the quotes on it and everything. I said, sell it all. Where's it now? A nickel? Huge opportunity missed there. But anyway, Bitcoin is now down 74%. Currently trading, let me do a refresh here, at $18,698. So I'm down a couple of percent. My average is around 19,001. I only have 4%. Where do I have it? Coinbase. I have 4% of my total holdings in BTC, about 19,000. I have 30% in ARKK, which is actually 35 stocks under Kathy Wood. I own that at 36.79. It closed at 38.80. Now, here's why I think it's very suspicious and why I think in and around 18.5 or 19 is the buy. They crashed this market at 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday. So everyone was either wasted or in bed after getting wasted. And then they do it on a long weekend because the markets are closed on Monday. This really stinks of some manipulation, if you will, where they crash the market, they trigger all the stop losses, they get everybody negged out. If you go to StockTwits, 9 out of 10 posts are saying under 10K. Is it possible? Of course it is. But that would be a 90% plus wipeout. In 2000, what year was it? In 2017, Bitcoin topped at 65,500. It then went to 3250. That was an 83% drawdown. We're down right now 75%. So as I've said for stocks, I believe we're in a 10 down, 100 up scenario. Meaning Bitcoin could drop 10% from here to say 17,000. But I think it's going to double minimum and trade back up at 38,000, which is a double from 19, over the next 12 to 18 months. The same thing with ARK. We own it at 36.79. I'll give you 33 on some miraculous wipeout that I don't see coming, but a double, 100 up. If it goes back up to 75, that's halfway of where it was at 136 6 months ago. So we are in a scenario, in my opinion, as the president of the United States takes a major wipeout of bottoming out. This is capitulation. The volume in Bitcoin today, even at 3:30 in the morning, was epic. The headlines are all over the place to go with Dow breaking 30K. If you have no more than 5%, I use Coinbase once again, get yourself some. Buy a half a position, a quarter position, or if you're like me, I just threw it all in there. I said, if I'm going to be right, what the heck is a few $100s if this thing is going to go back to 35 or 40,000 and maybe beyond that? I'll make a decision at that point whether I hang on and go for the big buddy or I say, you know what, I doubled it. I'm out for now. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you sticking with me. Always remember we love you. We got $10 billion out there. We're going to figure out how you can get your hands on it. And until next time, thanks for watching.